Pleased to be joined with three members of P2C at University of Manitoba. And, maybe you have a student at the U of M and you haven't heard about this group. So we have a couple of people here to chat about that a little bit. So pleased to be joined with Favor, Faith, and Kevin. Thank you all so much for joining me today. And, Favor, maybe we'll start with you. If someone hasn't heard of P2C, what is that?
So P2C is a Christian student club at the University of Manitoba, and our focus and our goal is to help students take a closer walk towards Jesus. So wherever they're at, whether they have heard of Jesus, whether they haven't, we want to see how we can partner with them to take that next step towards Jesus.
And what's your role with P2C?
I am currently the president.
And how long have you been involved?
I got involved in fall of 2023. And I've been involved ever since.
And CHPN listeners might be familiar with this next guest, Faith Adeyemi. You're the CHPN Summer Events host. So we were with you all summer, and now it's kind of cool getting to see you here and getting to see a different side of you. But what's your role at P2C?
So at P2C, I'm privileged to be the VP admin, which is Vice President admin. I kind of take care of the administrative details, and I'm also the women's events coordinator. So the Lord really put on my heart for there to be a fellowship just with women and ladies in university. It can be a really lonely time. So we coordinate events and we just hang out together as girls.
And Kevin, what about you? What's your role and how long have you been a part of the ministry?
I've been involved with Power to Change students since 1991, so it's been about 34 years, and maybe 35. I was kind of in the middle there. But I got involved as a student, learning how to share my faith. And since that time, I'm now a staff member, and I've been doing that for a number of years, kind of coaching the next generation of students. So as future leaders in government, media, education, medicine, they're the ones that are going to be leading the country in the years ahead. So we're excited to be on campus and trusting that as we meet with students, our next prime minister will hopefully have heard the gospel before they actually end up in power, right?
Wow, that's incredible. And maybe can you touch on that a little bit? Like going from a student to now being on staff, you've seen it all, obviously. So right. What has been maybe a highlight for you, or maybe just like looking at the two students standing next to you and just maybe something that you've seen in their faith grow or flourish?
Yeah, often when students come on campus, they are shy. They're trying to figure out and trying to navigate the campus. They're unsure where to go, who their friend group can be. And as they get involved in Christian community and learn how to live out their faith on campus, you start to see them thrive in their faith. You start to see them taking steps of faith, trusting God for bigger things. And by the time they graduate, like there's been a transformation in their heart, and they've been connected with the Lord, and they're growing in their faith, and they're ready to impact the world.
And Faith, who is P2C really for? Is this open for everybody, or?
Yeah, so it's definitely open to any and everyone. It doesn't matter who you think Jesus is. Our goal is to share the power of Jesus to transform your life. And so wherever you are on your faith journey, or even if you're not on a faith journey at all, if you're questioning, if you already have a solid faith, or if your faith is kind of shaky, it is open to any University of Manitoba student, including undergrad students or graduate students, as long as you're a student at the University of Manitoba.
And Favor, you guys have something happening on Friday that's kind of a kickoff event. Can you maybe share about what's happening there?
So our kickoff event is usually like our first big event of the school year. And we're putting posters all over campus. We're letting people know free pizza, time for fun. And it's awesome. One of my first encounters with P2C was at a kickoff event. I had finished class. I had nothing to do. I saw an Instagram post, free barbecue. I was like, okay.
Sign me up, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so I showed up. People were welcoming. I was like, this is awesome what they're doing here, and I want to be part of it. And so, Friday we have our kickoff party. It's open to everyone at the University of Manitoba. If you have free time, please show up. We have pizza.
Have pizza, have fun. It sounds like it's going to be a great time, and what a good fellowship and kind of connecting opportunity where everybody loves food. So that's obviously a good way to get people in, and then you can chat with them and get to know them a little bit, and then maybe they can be a part of P2C. And you guys also have something exciting happening kind of near the end of September. It's called Summit, and maybe Faith, I'd love if you can share a little bit about that.
So Summit is this year is from September 26th to September 28th. And this year is super special because we're going for the entire weekend. Summit in years before, at least since I've been a part of P2C, has just been a one-day event. And since I've been a part of P2C or Power to Change, it seems as though it's just continued getting better. So it's, as I said before, September 6th to 28th. The
26th to 28th, right?
Yes, correct.
It's not a month.
I'm so excited. I'm mixing up the dates. So September 26th to 28th, the cost is $80. And for the first 30 year one students, first year students, we're going to give you guys a discount. It's only going to cost you $50, and this includes transportation, food, fun, fellowship. It's going to be just a renewing time and a refreshing time to really grow closer to the Lord and also be in fellowship with other believers that are in similar stages of life to you.
And what does Summit look like? Like if somebody's hearing this and they're like, hey, I want to know like what's actually going to be happening. You're saying fellowship, like where is it? What can they actually expect?
It's going to be at Camp Manitou. That's where it's been for the past 2 years. It's a really beautiful space, a really beautiful property. And to my knowledge, it's going to be archery and zip lining. I was scared of the zip lining at first last year, but as soon as I got on there, it was so exhilarating. It was lots of fun. And again, I'm the women events coordinator, so I'm just a little bit biased, but I'm really, really looking forward to spending time in community and growing connection with a lot of the girls there.
Yeah, so if you're a university student, sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. So make sure you get all the details about that and just, get to know fellow believers on campus. Or if you're not, if you just want to go for time of fun, it sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. So to wrap this up, I'd love if we can maybe ask each one of you. So Kevin, we'll start with you. If somebody, like, what would you tell somebody if they have a question or like about P2C, about Power to Change? What would you kind of say to sum up what this ministry is, the heart behind it?
I guess at one part, our desire on campus is that every student would get an opportunity to hear and respond to the gospel. So we have this vision that everybody on campus would know someone who truly follows Jesus, get an opportunity to have engage in like a gospel-themed conversation. And so as students graduate, our hope is that they will go off and make a difference in the world. And so if you're a university student who's like trying to figure out your faith, you're kind of renegotiating, you've been involved with church as a kid, and now you're like getting to university, this is a chance for you to make your faith your own, to step out apart from what your parents are doing, what you've done at church, and find a community on campus and get to know students who are your age, who are going to the same classes as you, who are trying to figure out life and learn about Jesus together. Decide to make Jesus your Lord and go off and make a difference in the world personally, rather than it just being something that you grew up with. Let it be your own and let it make a difference for the rest of your life.
And Faith, now kind of going to you, if somebody had like questions about P2C, what would you kind of say to them to sum it up in a couple sentences?
I would say that it's really welcoming. I know, especially if you're first year of university, it can be super daunting to step out of your comfort zone and even talk to the person that's sitting beside you in class. But P2C is super welcoming, super open. Again, it's open to any and every student of the U of M. So no matter where you are, just come to a weekly gathering. They happen Fridays at 2:30, and actually for our kickoff party, it's happening this Friday, September 12th at 2:30 p.m. at the GSA Lounge in the U of M. Just come. That's all I would say is just come, experience it. And again, this Friday is going to be free food, and you just get to meet new people. And I always hope that someone knows more about Jesus than when they first came in.
Mm-hmm. And Favor, what about you? If you were kind of sum up what the heart of this ministry is in a couple sentences, what would you say?
Yeah, like I said before, helping students take a closer step towards Jesus, and doing that in an atmosphere of community where you can find people of a similar age and interests and experiences to walk with you. And kind of like Faith said, it can get so lonely on campus, and just having that community and atmosphere like of people who know and want to pursue the Lord and to walk beside them in faith, it's a great opportunity. And so I invite everyone at the University of Manitoba who is interested in Jesus, not interested in Jesus, come find out.
For sure. Well, thank you all three of you guys for taking time to join me, chat about this, and we're excited to see what God's going to do through this ministry on campus, all the lives that are going to be impacted. So thank you for taking time to join me today.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having us.
us.